I just gotten out of culinary school, and I was talking with one of the chefs, and I was saying I was gonna go apply at the Buttes and at House of Tricks. And he went off the rails for Tricks. He loves it as one of his favorite places. My mom's been coming here since it was just a little house with the parking spaces out front, so she was super excited for me to come here. And I came and interviewed with Bob, and that's how it all started. I guess my actual title is training manager, but before the pandemic I was running lunch, and since that happened I've just been here making sure everything gets ready and prepared for service, making sure everything's smoked, all the proteins are cut. More like an operational manager, I'd say something like that. I like that it's provided me freedom to explore things. Like, they've pretty much just let me do what I want as long as it makes a profit for them. I mean, I used to do all kinds of smoking. I mean, things have slowed down these last 2 years, but I mean, anything I wanted to try, I pretty much had to go ahead to do, and it was fun, as long as it's, within some kind of a budget. I'm not using lobster and stuff all the time. We used to run this pork pastrami, and it was always fun. I like doing it because I like taking something that shouldn't take a long time and just extending it for, out a week or something like that. So you really put time and effort into it that can't really be duplicated in the flavor by rushing it. Things like that are what I like to do. I'm big on making soups. That's one of my things that I like, taking stuff that, it's a challenge, finding things that you have and then turning into something that people really like, and moving product that way. It's probably one of my favorite things to do here, is making soups. Well, it's a completely scratch kitchen. All of our stuff takes a lot more work to do, I believe, than most places require their employees to do. It's fun. I mean, you have to know what you're doing for the most part, and we have a lot of freedom here. So they provide us with pretty much whatever we want to do. They let us do and it's a lot of fun. I mean, that's all. It's everybody who works here always says this is a great place, just a lot of fun. I mean, there's always laughter, there's always joking around, and it really helps the day move along. So. Again, I mean, it's let me just explore and try all different kinds of things in a professional setting that I wouldn't probably normally be allowed. So it's given me a lot of practice, a lot of different ideas and methods for doing things. So it's provided me with years and years and years of just practice and experience and working with people. I mean, the whole place, the ambiance, the atmosphere, it's the garden, the freedom to do things that you want to on somebody else's dime, because it's going to be something, I mean, it's been a good experience, a just open experience, and it's one that, of course I'm going to remember it. It's taken up a big portion of my life, but it's exciting, and I'm excited for them to move on and everything else, so. I have some ideas. I'd kind of like to strike out on my own, but we'll see how things go. And I have a kid coming in April, so things are going to get real interesting all at once. It's been a fun experience for the most part. I mean, there's been days, of course, but I mean, it's been a wild ride all these years. I loved working here. I've learned a lot of stuff from Bob Trick, the owner, just watching him fix things. I mean, things like that. It's been an all-around learning experience. I mean, this was my first job out of culinary school. I had never worked in a restaurant before. And then I couldn't have asked for a better place to come to and to work over all these years. So I'm gonna miss it, but different chapters. The old wine fiestas were always fun. It was fun to see how the day would start and how the day would end. So, and everything in between. I mean, there's been just countless fond memories. I mean, all like the beer dinners we used to do have been a lot of fun. I mean, just the people I've worked with. I've met a lot of great people here and made a lot of friends, lifelong friends, I'm sure. So Once I threw a handful of soup at the old chef. That was fun. He still finds it funny too when we bring that up. Not many two people can say they threw a handful of soup at somebody. Working with Scott has been probably one of my favorite things. He's one of my best friends. We've known each other since we both started here at the same time. Known each other 17 years. I've been the best man at his wedding. I mean, it's things like that. It's the relationships I built. It's probably my favorite thing about all the time I've had here. Thanks to everybody who's helped support this over all the years. And maybe I'll see you around.